We're back here on the Screen Team, and we are reviewing some really great movies, some classic movies, if you will, with our good friend David Carroll. He's now a brand new member of the Screen Team. We're happy to have him a part of the team, and if you got to check out David. He does a lot of stuff with the Poplar Bluff stage company, and I tell you what, you guys are always looking for members to join the team, to be a part of what you guys do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love when we have a large production because that allows more opportunity to get young blood involved.
Sure.
I'm always kind of hesitant to when I direct to cast a brand new person in a lead role.
Sure.
Because if I haven't worked with them for a while first, I get a little leery of it. Mm-hmm. I have done it. I cast Caitlin Dollins as Anne Frank, and she was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
But we need more people. We need people not only as actors, we need people behind the scenes. We need people for lighting. We have a lighting technician, James Kilgore, and he has been doing all of the lighting for all of our shows. That's a lot to ask for one person.
Yeah, he could use some help.
Oh, yeah. He's in the process of training one of our board members, Glenn Deaton. Mm-hmm. But even at that, you need more people available to do that sort of thing. You can run one person ragged.
Yeah. Well, how do people get information? How do they get a hold of you guys? How do they find out more about the stage company of Poplar Bluff?
Well, we have our website, pbstagecode.org. Mm-hmm. We also have our 2 Facebook pages. Mm-hmm. If people want to just type in into their search engines on Facebook, the Stage Company Incorporated or the Stage Company at Poplar Bluff, they'll find both of our pages there, and they can like them. And all the information that we post will come over their news feed, which includes auditions, upcoming productions, things of that nature.
I think I also saw you guys on Instagram too, and you guys were
Twitter.
You guys were doing a lot of cool like behind the scenes stuff for 12 Angry Men that I saw. You guys were,
Oh yes.
Before the performance, you guys were having fun, and it was cool to see you guys all come together. And
Hillary Lawson pretty much takes care of all the Instagram and Twitter and most of the Facebook. I also contribute some to the Facebook, but she really does a wonderful job of getting us out there. Of course, we have announcements in the newspaper, or at least I do. When I want to have an audition, I always post it in the Daily American Republic, and of course they are wonderful with giving us front page spreads. For any upcoming show that we have. They do. You gonna know how much we appreciate what the Daily American Republic does for us.
Let me ask you: this next film we're getting ready to review, have you guys ever done this one? Have you done The Sound of Music?
No, we have not.
It would be a big.
Little Greenville has done it. But we've never done it.
Yeah. Sound of Music, I have to be honest. This was a film that I had never seen before in its entirety. I have seen clips, bits and pieces, familiar, the songs that have made it famous. The scene where, Julie Andrews is doing the twirl. I've seen it, but I'd never seen the film in its entirety. And I got to tell you, I was very, very surprised on how good it was. Obviously, people have been, praising this movie for 50 plus years, and I have now just joined the train. So
better late than never.
Exactly. This movie was not only impressive to me as far as the fact of the music and the acting and the singing and the dancing and all that stuff, but it was also impressive with the cinematography. I thought just the opening shot is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And the scene, there's a wedding scene midway through the movie that was shot so beautifully. I was really surprised on the direction and cinematography of this film. I thought it was great.
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. Julie Andrews, who of course played Maria von Trapp, she was still an unknown.
Yeah.
She had just come off of doing
Mary
Poppins, and it had not even been released yet.
Yeah.
So she was a completely unknown to the general audience, and she was absolutely superb. Her range in her singing voice was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She was wonderful. Now the movie itself was adapted from the book that Maria von Trapp wrote about the von Trapp family singers. And they had migrated to the United States. It was shortly after George died, her husband, that she married. He died in, I think, 1947. And so it was to try to give publicity to they had opened up a lodge.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they built a big lodge in New England area, and it was just superb. Now, it's not exactly totally accurate.
Yeah.
For example, they didn't leave
Through the mountains, right?
through the mountains. They got on a train.
Not as exciting.
But there's so much of it that was accurate.
Yeah.
The little love scene between the daughter and the young post boy, who was in the gazebo, that she never had a boyfriend like that.
Yeah.
But it certainly made for wonderful music and a wonderful character.
What do you think about the music in this film? It's
Rodgers and Hammerstein at their very best.
You can't get any better.
No, you can't. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, there's a few of the songs, or a couple of the songs that were actually written after Mr. Hammerstein died, that Mr. Rodgers wrote. But he wrote it in the same style that they had always done. And, of course, Rodgers and Hammerstein gets full credit for all of these songs.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful show. The kids, I mean, my goodness, it was the starting point for a lot of, young people. Angela Cartwright, she went on to play other roles, particularly Lost in Space, which was kind of campy, but she became very well known because of that show. And she had just come over from England and still had her English accent.
Tell me about, what do you think about Christopher Plummer's performance in this film? I don't think he didn't do any of his own singing in this. Is that true?
Well, he did some of his own singing, but a lot of it was dubbed.
Okay.
He hated it. He showed up on set drunk most of the time.
My goodness.
He did. He absolutely hated it. He called it the sound of phlegm.
Did he ever say why he didn't like it? Was it just not his cup of tea?
Not really. Now, in years later, they did little reunions, and he showed up, and you'd never know it the way he reacted then. But initially, during the show itself, he hated doing it.
I tell you, this movie just it really blew me away. As a young kid, my dad would put this. My dad was huge into musicals, and he'd put this on and be like, "I'm out. I'll see you later, Dad." But this movie is just. It's so good. Like we said, the cinematography, the score, the acting. Julie Andrews is just, you can't beat her.
She's wonderful.
You can't beat her. You really can't.
She's absolutely wonderful.
We talked about with Patton whether or not that movie could be. Does that movie stand the test of time? Does this movie still?
Probably more than any other.
Yeah.
It will always stand the test of time. Theater groups, whether they be high school or college or community theater, to this day they're doing that show, and they will always be doing this show. It is so refreshing. It has such a wonderful storyline. The music is, I used the word for Patton, it was iconic.
Yeah. It's top notch. It's one of the best. It's called The Sound of Music. Coming up next, we're going to review a movie you might have heard of, maybe you didn't. It's Vaughn Ryan's Express. Is that right? It's with Frank Sinatra?
Yes.
It's coming your way next, right here on the Screen Team.